Attack on Titan Volumes 1 and 2, written and illustrated by Hajime Isayama. For over a century, humanity has lived within the confines of massive walls, protected from the monstrous Titans, grotesque humanoid creatures that prey on humans. A young boy named Eren, with fierce determination in his eyes, and his adopted sister Mikasa, who is fiercely protective of him, witness a military expedition venturing beyond the walls to confront the Titans. The soldiers are equipped with maneuver gear that allows them to swing through the air and strike the Titans' weak points with swords. Despite their best efforts, the expedition suffers heavy losses. A distraught mother searches for her son Braun, only to be presented with his severed arm, a stark reminder of the ever-present danger. The commanding officer, visibly shaken, admits their mission was a failure. Discouraged by the futility of the expedition, Eren argues with a drunken soldier named Hannes, expressing his desire to join the Survey Corps and explore the world beyond the walls. His defiant spirit clashes with the fear and complacency of those who have accepted their caged existence. Mikasa and their friend Armin, a timid but intelligent boy, try to dissuade Eren, but his mind is made up. As the Survey Corps returns, the people gather, witnessing the grim reality of their losses. Eren, undeterred, remains resolute in his desire to fight for freedom. Back home, Eren's parents Carla and Grisha discuss his rebellious nature. Grisha, a doctor, promises to show Eren what lies in the basement of their home when he returns from a trip. This piques Eren's curiosity. Mikasa, unwavering in her loyalty, vows to support him even if he makes foolish choices. Later, while walking with Armin and Mikasa, Eren is confronted by local boys who mock his ambition to join the Survey Corps. A fight ensues, and Mikasa intervenes, showcasing her impressive strength. Armin, observing the confrontation, reflects on the fear and suspicion that surrounds any mention of the outside world. Suddenly, the ground shakes violently. A colossal Titan, towering over the 50-meter wall, appears, its eyes fixed on the terrified townspeople. With a deafening roar, it kicks a hole in the wall, shattering the illusion of safety and unleashing chaos. The colossal Titan, a monstrosity far larger than any previously seen, breached Wall Maria. With a devastating kick, it shattered the gate, unleashing a torrent of smaller Titans into the city of Shiganshina. Eren, Mikasa, and Armin watched in horror as their world crumbled around them. Buildings collapsed, and the streets filled with panicked citizens. Amidst the chaos, Eren's thoughts raced back to his mother, who was still at their home near the wall. They desperately navigated the debris-strewn streets, Eren clinging to a desperate hope that his house remained untouched. But as they turned a corner, the sight that greeted them was one of utter devastation. His house, crushed beneath a massive chunk of the wall, lay in ruins. Carla, trapped beneath the wreckage, called out to her son. Hannes, the soldier Eren had argued with earlier, arrived, his face etched with fear. With a surge of strength, Hannes and Mikasa managed to lift a section of the rubble, but it was too late. A grinning Titan approached, its eyes fixed on Carla. Hannes, paralyzed by fear, hesitated. The Titan snatched Carla from the rubble, crushing her in its jaws as Eren and Mikasa watched in anguish. Hannes, grappling with his failure, grabbed the children and fled. He carried them through the crowded streets towards the boats evacuating the survivors. The inner gate, overwhelmed by the influx of refugees, was ordered closed, leaving countless people stranded. Even as they boarded the boat, Eren witnessed another Titan breach Wall Maria, sealing the fate of those left behind. Overwhelmed by grief and anger, Eren vowed to destroy every last Titan. His childhood dream of exploring the world beyond the walls was replaced by a burning desire for revenge. The fall of Wall Maria resulted in the loss of a third of human territory and a staggering 850 casualties, including Eren's mother. Years passed, and Eren, along with Mikasa and Armin, joined the military. After rigorous training, they graduated, Eren ranking 5th among the top 10 cadets. Mikasa, unsurprisingly, secured the top spot. As Eren stood among his fellow graduates, his eyes burned with determination. He would avenge his mother and reclaim their lost freedom. Next time, he thought, the humans will devour the Titans. Following their grueling training, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin faced a pivotal decision: which military branch to join. They could choose the garrison, responsible for reinforcing the walls, the Survey Corps, tasked with venturing beyond the walls to fight Titans, or the military police brigade, who maintained order within the walls and served the king. Many of their fellow graduates, especially those who scored in the top 10, had their sights set on the military police, lured by the promise of a comfortable life within the inner walls, far from the dangers of the front lines. A tense debate arose amongst the graduates, highlighting the contrasting perspectives on humanity's fight against the Titans. Jean, a graduate with a pragmatic approach, argued that the Survey Corps was a suicide mission, citing the staggering losses suffered in past expeditions. Eren, however, fueled by his burning desire for revenge, fiercely defended the Corps' mission to reclaim their lost territory and exterminate the Titans. "I have a dream," he declared, his eyes fixed on the world beyond the walls, the outside world. His unwavering resolve sparked a brawl with Jean, but the fight was quickly broken up by Mikasa, who effortlessly restrained Eren. Her unwavering loyalty and protective instincts were clear. She revealed to Eren that she would follow him no matter which branch he chose, driven by her own fear of losing more family. Armin, torn between his desire for safety and his loyalty to his friends, ultimately decided to join the Survey Corps alongside them. At the disbanding ceremony, their decision shocked their peers. Hannes, now a squad leader in the garrison, approached them, his face etched with a mixture of concern and guilt. He apologized to Eren, confessing that he could never forget his failure to save Carla. Eren, still haunted by the memory of his mother's death, experienced a sudden, inexplicable flashback of his father injecting him with a mysterious serum. He dismissed the strange vision, his mind focused on the upcoming mission. As the newly recruited soldiers prepared to depart, a familiar sense of dread hung in the air. 5 years had passed since the fall of Wall Maria, but the fear of the Titans remained palpable. Standing on top of Wall Rose, overlooking the vast expanse beyond, Eren's thoughts drifted back to that fateful day. Finally, he thought, his eyes filled with determination, humanity's counterattack begins now. Their first expedition beyond the walls began with a chilling reminder of the Titans' power. As they ventured into the seemingly desolate landscape, a colossal Titan, even larger than the one that breached Wall Maria, emerged from the horizon. Chaos erupted as the monstrous creature unleashed a devastating attack, instantly decimating their formation. Eren watched in horror as his comrades were torn apart, their dreams and aspirations extinguished in a flash of violence. The Survey Corps' mission beyond Wall Rose turned into a nightmare. Just as the recruits were beginning to feel confident, a colossal Titan appeared out of thin air. With a thunderous boom and a swift kick, it shattered the gate of Trost District, mirroring the tragic events of 5 years prior. Eren, consumed by a chilling sense of déjà vu, watched in terror as his comrades were brutally slaughtered. Amidst the chaos, Eren remembered their training and the importance of teamwork. He rallied those around him, urging them to focus on taking down the colossal Titan. He grappled toward the beast, determined to strike the weak spot at the nape of its neck. However, the Titan's immense heat and surprising speed proved to be formidable obstacles. Just as Eren thought he had a clean shot, the Titan vanished into thin air as quickly as it had appeared, leaving behind a trail of destruction and despair. As the surviving soldiers regrouped, the gravity of the situation sank in. Wall Rose was breached, and Titans were pouring into Trost District. The recruits, overwhelmed by fear and confusion, struggled to follow orders. Eren, determined to protect his home and avenge his fallen comrades, sprang into action, leading a desperate defense against the invading Titans. But the Titans were relentless, their grotesque forms swarming the city, tearing through buildings, and devouring anyone in their path. Eren witnessed the horrors of the battlefield firsthand. He saw his fellow recruits, some of whom he had trained and laughed with, brutally killed. Thomas, a young recruit with dreams of joining the Survey Corps, was snatched from the rooftop and devoured by an aberrant Titan. Eren, fueled by rage and grief, charged at the Titan, only to be flung into a building, his maneuver gear broken. Trapped and injured, Eren found himself face to face with another Titan. Armin, paralyzed by fear, could only watch as his friend was grabbed and bitten in half. Just as Eren thought his life was over, he saw a flashback of his childhood. Armin showing him a book about the outside world, their shared dream of escaping the confines of the walls. Driven by a desperate yearning for freedom, Eren was swallowed whole by the Titan. The fall of Trost District was only the beginning of Armin's ordeal. Separated from his squad and reeling from the loss of Eren, he wandered the Titan-infested streets, haunted by fear and helplessness. He witnessed the brutality of the Titans firsthand, narrowly escaping their grasp as they crushed his fellow soldiers. Overcome by despair, Armin stumbled upon a group of fellow recruits, among them the bubbly Krista. Despite the dire situation, Krista retained an unsettling cheerfulness, which only amplified Armin's sense of dread. He confessed to his comrades that he felt utterly useless in the face of the Titans, lamenting his lack of strength and his inability to protect his friends. His confession sparked a conflict, with some arguing that his pessimistic outlook was detrimental to their survival. As the argument escalated, a Titan approached, its shadow looming over them. Armin, convinced this was the end, resigned himself to his fate. However, in a surprising turn of events, Mikasa swooped in, effortlessly slaying the Titan with her exceptional combat skills. Mikasa, focused on finding Eren, questioned Armin about his whereabouts. When Armin revealed Eren's grim fate, Mikasa's composure faltered, replaced by a surge of grief and guilt. She blamed herself for Eren's death, her thoughts spiraling into despair. Determined to make amends, Mikasa rejoined the fight, recklessly charging into the fray. She single-handedly took down several Titans, her movements a blur of deadly precision, but her recklessness jeopardized her own life. Meanwhile, Armin, still grappling with his own helplessness, found himself caught in another life-or-death situation. A group of desperate citizens, led by a ruthless merchant, attempted to force their way through a checkpoint, prioritizing their own escape over the safety of the soldiers. A Titan appeared, attracted by the commotion, and Armin watched in horror as it targeted the panicked civilians. He tried to warn them, but his pleas were ignored. Just as the Titan was about to strike, Mikasa intervened once more, saving the civilians and slaying the Titan. Exhausted and with her blades broken, Mikasa collapsed, overcome by the emotional and physical toll of the battle. Armin, inspired by her courage and selflessness, found a renewed sense of purpose. He realized that even in the face of overwhelming odds, they had a duty to fight, to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. As the battle raged on, Armin recalled a conversation he had with Eren about Mikasa's mysterious past. This triggered a flashback to a time before the fall of Wall Maria, when a young Mikasa was kidnapped by human traffickers. He saw her parents murdered and witnessed her own chilling transformation from a scared child into a ruthless survivor. He realized that Mikasa's stoicism and unwavering loyalty stemmed from her traumatic past and her fear of losing those she held dear. The flashback abruptly ended, and Armin, now filled with a deeper understanding of Mikasa's struggles, resolved to support her and honor Eren's memory. He knew that despite the overwhelming despair, they had to keep fighting, not just for themselves, but for the future of humanity. Amidst the chaos and carnage of Trost District, a profound and chilling revelation unfolded. Armin, haunted by the apparent death of Eren and grappling with his own feelings of inadequacy, found himself caught in a series of harrowing events. He witnessed Mikasa's reckless bravery as she battled Titans with ferocious determination, her actions driven by grief and guilt over losing Eren. Meanwhile, Mikasa, with dwindling gas and blades, collapsed from exhaustion. As she fell, Armin experienced a sudden and inexplicable realization. He was witnessing the death of another loved one. Yet, in this moment of despair, a strange clarity emerged. He remembered Eren's words, "This is cruel," and recognized the harsh reality of their world, where survival was a constant struggle. But even in this cruelty, he found a surprising beauty, a determination to live and fight for the future. This newfound resolve ignited a spark within Mikasa. She refused to succumb to despair, even with the memory of losing her family once again. As she prepared to face her fate, a powerful memory surfaced, Eren's unwavering belief in her strength, his words echoing in her mind, "Fight." With renewed determination, Mikasa grabbed a discarded blade and prepared to confront a towering titan. But then, the unexpected happened. A monstrous figure, a titan unlike any they had seen before, emerged from the alleyway. This titan, with its grotesque appearance and wild, uncoordinated movements, attacked and brutally killed the other titan. Armin and Mikasa watched in stunned disbelief as this new titan, seemingly driven by primal rage, continued its rampage, tearing through the streets and decimating other titans in its path. Suddenly, this mysterious titan turned towards them, its eyes fixed on Mikasa. Fear gripped Armin, but before he could react, the titan lunged, striking a devastating blow. Armin braced himself for the inevitable, but then he realized, with growing horror, that the titan had not attacked them. Instead, it had attacked another titan approaching from behind. This titan, with its erratic movements and brutal attacks, was fighting for them. Could this be? As it ripped apart another titan with its bare hands, the truth became horrifyingly clear. This monstrous being, this engine of destruction, was Eren. Eren's transformation into a titan, however, came at a cost. He seemed to have limited control over his actions, driven by instinct and rage. While his presence provided a glimmer of hope, it also raised a multitude of questions. How was this possible? What had happened to Eren? Despite the confusion and fear, Armin knew they had to seize this opportunity. With Eren unknowingly clearing a path, they made their way to the headquarters, hoping to regroup and devise a plan to retake Trost District. They encountered Jean and other surviving soldiers, who were equally shocked and bewildered by Eren's transformation. Amidst the chaos, Armin found himself taking charge, his analytical mind working feverishly to strategize their next move. They faced a critical challenge, a supply depot overrun by titans. With their maneuver gear ineffective in the confined space, they were forced to rely on unconventional tactics. Armin, drawing inspiration from his past conversations with Eren and Mikasa, formulated a daring plan. They would use a lift to descend into the heart of the depot, then use firearms to distract the titans and create an opening for a coordinated attack. This plan, however, was fraught with risk. It required precision timing and unwavering trust in one another. With Krista's unwavering faith in Armin's leadership and Mikasa's exceptional combat skills, they decided to proceed. The tension was palpable as they descended into the depot, surrounded by a horde of ravenous titans. Their plan hinged on a single, decisive strike. As the lift reached the designated point, they opened fire, the sound of gunfire echoing through the chamber. The titans, momentarily disoriented, turned their attention towards the commotion. In that split second, Mikasa, with lightning-fast reflexes, unleashed a devastating attack, slicing through the napes of several titans in one fell swoop. Their desperate gamble paid off. The supply depot was secured, providing them with much-needed resources and a temporary safe haven. But the battle for Trost District was far from over. Eren's transformation, while a formidable weapon, remained a mystery, its implications both terrifying and hopeful. The survivors of the initial Titan attack regrouped, their faces etched with fear and disbelief. They had witnessed the impossible. Eren, swallowed whole by a Titan, had somehow emerged as one himself. This monstrous form, while terrifying, seemed to be fighting on their side, tearing through other Titans with savage brutality. As they looked upon the carnage, the survivors grappled with the implications of this new reality. Eren, their friend and comrade, was now a Titan, a weapon with the potential to both save and destroy them. If you enjoyed this book breakdown, please consider liking this video and subscribing to get notified when we post our next breakdown.